What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's gonna be against Gibby, a person I battled off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle Discord chat room and a place to hang out and find Wi-Fi battles, a link to my Discord will be in the description to all who are interested. And now before we get into this Wi-Fi battle, if you guys are enjoying my daily Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle content, please be sure to leave a like on the video as it keeps me inspired to make daily uploads for you guys, and it's the greatest way to show your support towards my channel, and it really helps the channel's growth. So if you want to see my channel grow, be sure to hit the like button. Now me and Gibby are having a never used battle, as Gibby's team looks pretty threatening, honestly. He has, nice Hazard Core with Qwilfish and Cordilli, and a nice offensive team with Mesprit, Lycanroc, Archeops, and Magmortar respectively. As I'm using a pretty funny team, actually I'm using Glaceon with an Aqua Berry. As you'll see, it's going to perform pretty well in this battle. I'm using the Agua Berry, Grumpig, Rock Polish, Regirock, Dual Screamaganium, Sword Stance, Absol, and then just Stealth Rock, Stunfisk. So without further ado, let's just hop into this battle against Gibby. So turn one, he's going to lead off with his Cradildo. It's a nice Hayden nickname we stole from him. By the way, guys, you don't have to use an exclamation point to get through the filter. You can actually use a lowercase L and then make the name caps lock, so it looks like an I when it's really an L. And I've used that quite a few times to get around the filter. But now my opponent brings in the best shiny here against my Glaceon. I led off with Glaceon just because it led off against pretty much everything besides Archeops and Lycanroc. Magmortar here is going to get frozen by Ice Beam, which is really shocking because it's a fire type with the ability Magma Armor, so it shouldn't be able to be frozen, or fire type shouldn't be able to be frozen in general, but we're able to freeze him. But here I'm like, he's Magmortar, so he's probably going to thaw, even though I know being a fire type has no factor on you thawing at all. But I just predicted the thaw here. I go for my Mirror Coat with the Aqua Berry, as I'm able to counter my counter, pretty much. Like, I'm literally able to defeat my counter with my hidden tech with freaking Mirror Coat plus Aqua Berry, ladies and gentlemen. That's like some Draft League level counter teaming right there. But now my opponent's gonna bring an Archeops. Time to flap. This dude's stealing all the nicknames. Holy moly, dude. But now I'm gonna bring in my Stone Talus here, expecting the Earthquake. Actually, no, I wasn't expecting Earthquake. I was expecting Acrobatics or Stone Edge or Supersonic Sky Strike. But no, he hits me up with an Earthquake, which was a very smart move as it hits both Stunfisk and my Regirock. Unfortunately for him, even though it was the correct move, Weakness Policy is able to punish you for going for the correct play, which is just a balanced item indeed. And now he doesn't want to lose his Archeops because Archeops can potentially win him the game late game, and he won't knock me out with Earthquake. So he's going to bring in his Quill to live, his Qwilfish, as he's trying to intimidate me, but thanks to Clear Body, we're able to avoid the attack lower. And I go for Earthquake, predicting him to switch out, and we're able to obliterate this Qwilfish. So that was like one of the best turns, the best turn I could have asked for there. We're able to prevent spikes and potentially toxic spikes, which is just amazing. And now he's going to bring in his Wolfpack, the freaking Lycanroc shiny form in Cherish Ball. That dude made that Lycanroc just to trigger Verlisify, and I absolutely love it. And now my opponent's gonna go for the Z move with this Lycanroc, and I'm like, I should be able to tank anything, but he ends up carrying the Fighting Z move, and so I'm like, oh, that is one attack I can't take. Like, if he had Continental Crush, I'm sure it may have knocked me out, but I'm not too sure. But all out pummeling, it's super effective, and it has like 130 to 140 base power, so unfortunately, I'm gonna knock out my Stone Talus, as my Regirock, unfortunately, is unable to do much in this battle. I didn't get the opportunity to set up a Rock Polish, so that's kind of why, but whatever. We're still able to defeat Qwilfish, which is more than enough for Regirock's cause. So now, gonna bring in Jimmy here, my Dual Screamaganium, and I was debating on going for a screen here, but I figured my opponent would bring in Cordilli now, so I figured instead of taking my Glaceon for Death Fodder, I'm gonna make a hard switch in the Glaceon, because worst case scenario, he brings in something that can kill Glaceon, and then I just have to sack it off, and then I don't really lose that much because Glaceon's already weakened. But if I get the play correctly, I'm able to snipe the Cordilli, go for Ice Beam, and since my opponent has no Ice Resist at this point, switching into the Glaceon's pretty difficult for him, as I'm able to beat his counter 1v1, or beat my counter 1v1 with the freaking Mirror Couples Aqua Berry. That was beautiful. But yeah, Ice Beam's unable to do that much damage to him, as we're able to actually face tank that Giga Drain. I was expecting to die to that move, but I mean, whatever. We're able to go for 2 Ice Beams and knock out the Cordilli, making it so we cannot lay up Stealth Rock. So that was beautiful. We're able to prevent entry hazards in general, unless the Archeops carries it. I'm not too sure if it carries it or not. I'm assuming it doesn't, but I could be wrong. He's going to bring a Time to Flap here and just knock me out with the Earthquake. Archeops is actually a pretty big threat to my team now that my Regirock is dead. I do have Stunfisk still, and Stunfisk can still pressure the Archeops, but it's still annoying because I'm weak to Earthquake, and Archeops is a really high attack stat. But I'm going to bring my flats here, my Stunfisk, and now I do believe I go for Stealth Rocks. It was really risky because he could have just stayed in to go for the Earthquake. He's going to bring in his Queef. Interesting. I don't really understand why that Mesprit has that nickname or how it got through the filter when you're using freaking exclamation points to use dildo, but Queef just slides right in. Like, what? Pokemon makes no sense. But yeah, so I'm gonna go for Calm Mind here, so I go for Toxic. I didn't want to give this Mesprit a free Calm Mind. I mean, you could have been Sub Calm Mind, which would have been pretty damn scary, but I went for Toxic just to play it safe. And yeah, we're able to poison the Queen Queef, which is good. I don't understand why he nicknamed his Mesprit that, but we're gonna pretend that it is a normal nickname. Now I'm gonna switch my Flats out into my Piglet, here my Grumpig, as I know I should be able to tank an Ice Beam or whatever my opponent wants to go for. We don't have Thick Fat, we actually have Gluttony, so we're unable to face tank the Ice Beam. But unfortunately, he gets a freeze, so that's 2 freezes in this battle. That's absolutely beautiful, and unfortunately, we're gonna eat our berry, which is pretty good. I'm hoping that we can outspeed and thaw, so I can just recycle stall, because I do have recycle on this Grumpig with Gluttony, so I can just get all my health back while I set up Calm Minds. It's a pretty funny set. I'm hoping I can do work with it in this battle, because I do have a good situation here, you know, if I wasn't frozen. But unfortunately, Mesprit's able to outspeed me, which is really annoying. And Ice Beam's going to be a solid 2-hit KO on me, and I'm hoping I can just thaw here and get the recycle off. That'd be amazing. But unfortunately, Piglet is going to stay frozen, and the Mesprit is able to defeat me thanks to that freeze, which is a little bit unlucky, but what can you do? But the Poison and Life Orb are still whittling down this Mesprit, and that was the main point of me bringing in the Grumpig. I was just hoping I can keep it alive, you know, not have it be frozen by Ice Beam, but what can you do? I froze Ice Beam earlier on in the game, so I really can't complain, even though the Ice Beam freeze was literally irrelevant, but hey, it's okay. And the Mesprit's really low in health, so I'm able to bring in my Absol here, and looking at my opponent's team, he has Lycanroc, Mesprit, and Archeops left, and Absol could potentially win the game if I play it correctly, so I'll go for Sucker Punch here, just because I don't want him to outspeed me. I don't know his speed stat. I don't remember if Absol's faster or slower than Mesprit. But I go for Sucker Punch. As he predicts me to go for Sucker Punch, he goes for Calm Mind, which makes no sense. But I guess he did that just to flex on me, so I can respect that. I've done that before. I went for like Rain Dance on Protect with Ludicolo a few battles ago just because I wanted to flex on my opponent, so I can respect that. But Mesprit's going to die to Poison, as now my opponent breaks in Lycanroc. Now at this point, my opponent's in a pretty difficult position because my Stunfisk pretty much wins me the game by itself, so I know my opponent is forced to go for Swords Dance here if he wants to have a chance of winning. So now, I'm going to reveal my Dark Z move. I actually am Z move Absol with the Justified, that nice combination, but I'm actually Z Snatch Absol, so I'm pretty much hoping my opponent goes for the Swords Dance here, predicting Sucker Punch, and then if he gets the Swords Dance up, he can just Accelerock me and potentially sweep me. But yeah, my opponent does go for the Swords Dance, so not only are we able to steal his +2 attack and just take advantage of that turn, we're also able to get +2 speed, so he can't even mind game me with Sucker Punch at this point. I can just go for the knockoff as he actually chooses to go for Accelerock. That really wasn't what I was expecting, but whatever. We're able to face tank it, now I'm able to go for knockoff, and at +2, even with the Z Crystal, we're able to knock out the Wolfpack. So unfortunately, Wolfpack is going to go down, and now my opponent's last is the time to flap, and I should be able to outspeed this thing after +2 speed, so I don't even have to worry about going for Sucker Punch. And though as much as I wanted to do some mind games with Snatch and steal some Roost, that would have been pretty funny if I stole a Roost or a recovery move. But yeah, we're able to knock out the Archeops with knockoff and able to win the battle with a 3-0 victory. So it was a pretty fast-paced Wi-Fi battle. And yeah, I got to use some pretty cool movesets in this video. Unfortunately, I didn't get to showcase my Grumpig moveset, but Glaceon came through in the battle alongside my Absol set, and I hope you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle. If you are interested in the Pokemon movesets, I will leave a PokePaste link in the description so you can look at the movesets. I don't recommend to use this team on the ladder unless you're trying to get some free Ls. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle and want to support my channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video, as it's much appreciated. And yeah, the question of the day is going to be, which Pokemon would you guys like to see me use in my future uploads? Let me know in the comments down below which Pokemon or EV spreads / moveset ideas you have for me to use in my future Wi-Fi battles. They could be any tier besides like Ubers or Little Cup. I'll probably use it. I don't really plan on doing Uber Wi-Fi battles, so I probably won't take any Uber movesets. But hey, if you have some pretty fun movesets you want me to try out, leave them in the comments below, as it's a really nice way to interact with my fan base, and some of you guys come up with some really cool movesets, honestly. So let me know if you have any nice hidden OP break the meta movesets you want me to try out, as I always like trying out some new movesets. I don't like using standard stuff, though I will use standard movesets if you guys request it, so don't be too shy to request standard movesets, as I'll probably use those as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which Pokemon movesets you would like to see me use in my future Wi-Fi battles. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I'll check you guys next time. Bye!